Okay, what have we got for today? Friday the 13th of October, and you all know this is a critical date somehow, Friday the 13th. And actually they installed a chess tournament here I'm going to attend tonight for every Friday the 13th. So I developed the formula to work out when the next Friday the 13th will be. I mean, anyone can do that, but it's a very simple one. So if you want to work it out now yourself, when is the next Friday the 13th, somehow, you know, you're standing for bad luck or something like that, you could never say that. But you're not allowed to, you know, knock on wood, nothing bad's gonna happen. Who could predict that? I mean, okay, so you have 28, that's that divides by 7, right? 28 divides by 7. So if there are 31 days in October, you got, so to say, you got 3 extra days, right? So 3, but 3 does not divide by 7, so in this case, November will not be Friday the 13th, pretty obvious. But then you got 2 extra days for November. So that makes 5. Because it's 30 days, 28 divides by 7, so that's 5. Then we got 3 extra, so still the 30th of December will not be a Friday. Then we got 3 days for December, bring us into January, so we have got an 8 for January. So this is still not a Friday. The 13th of January will not, 2018 will not be a Friday. Then we got February, that's a blank. No way. I mean, not the February the 13th will not be a Friday. March 2018 will not be a Friday. Then we got, sorry, I have to count it again. 3 for October, 2 for November, 3 for December, 3 for January. Now we are on 11. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 3 is 8, plus 3 for January is 11, so we go back to 4. Now we got a blank for February, but then we got 3 for, sorry, I'm gonna do it like that, 3 for March. 4 plus 3 is 7, so this divides by 7. So April 2018, you can check that, will be a Friday. So we'll have another tournament on the Friday, 13th of April. I'm gonna attend. Just, you know, getting sidetracked. Anyway, you can, yeah, the mathematics and all those numbers. This is my hobby. I can't have done that right. Wrong. 3 for October, 2 for November, 3 for December, 8, 3 for January, 11, 0 for February, 3 from, that's 14. 14 divides by 7. So April 2018. I just tried to check that once again, you know. And you can go on like that, of course, and try the next Friday, which I'm not going to do now. What I've got here for you now, this is, yeah, a funny thing, you know how people, this is like, you know, all those examples when you get optical confusion. What is it called? The paradoxon. I don't know. When you know this boy is always climbing up the stairs, and then he starts again, right? So that's optical tricks. I don't know what they are called, but so this is one of those examples. You know, this was it's like an anecdote as well. So take it as such, but it's also some mathematics in that one. And this is what I'm trying, you know, we can do everything in probabilities. That's my subject. That's what it's all about. Also this betting stuff, professional gambling, everything about probabilities. I've got no better approach. If someone can tell the future, read the tea leaves, I have no idea. But probabilities. So there was this guy at the backgammon tournament, right? And he was pretending to be steaming. You know, steaming is when you lose. This is what I was telling yesterday when I was talking about, right? The discipline. If you start losing, you know, that's what most people do, right? They want their money back, so they make even worse bets. They don't care anymore. They did not win their good bets, so they are going to start making bad bets, right? Horror bets, and lose all their money. They make the bigger bets and worse bets. So and they're gonna lose all their money, and that's a problem. You have to stop the bleeding somewhere, and that's the best you can do. Is it's not going well. I lost a little, so I'm gonna leave, right? I'm gonna quit for now. It's not going well. But this guy was pretending, and he was pretty popular in the scene, right? In the circuit, and then he was pretending to be steaming. So he came up with a, you know, he made the big proposition. He said, usually everyone, you know, everyone knows you roll a double with 2 dice, right? You roll a double in one out of 6, in 1 out of 6. No, within 6 attempts you will have 1 double. That's what he said. Within 6 attempts you're gonna have 1 double. I'm gonna do 5 attempts. I make 5 attempts and I roll a double. So anyone can bet here now. And there was an open board there, backgammon board, no checkers in there. And then he said, okay, everyone can bet now. I'm steaming. Go ahead. I roll a double in 5 attempts, and I roll a double. So and all the good players and all that were, yeah, they thought they are, you know, I call them quarter professionals. Now semi-pros would be a bit too much, right? Quarter professionals is rather that, and they all came, and then 100 German marks it was, then 100 marks here, 200 here, 200 there. Everyone was throwing his money on the table, and then he started 5 attempts for a double, and then okay, he got one after 3, and he took all the money. And then once again, I'm going another attempt. Okay, go ahead, put your money down, put all your money down. So, and they all put their money in. I didn't. You can wonder why. They all put their money in, and he tried another way. He lost. So he said, okay, double your money. I'm gonna, you know, I try again. Then he made like 10 or 20, I don't know. They were blasting, you know. I couldn't stop laughing, you know. What was going on there? So now you can wonder why, you know, there is a solution to this problem. Why did those people bet? Would you have bet yourself? And what was the probabilities for the chances for a double to come? You know, this is like the, as I said, the optical trick. I don't know, this is the mathematical trick that he made use of. I mean, maybe you can pause the video, think about it, or you know the solution, of course. Many of you will know the solution. But what is this problem about, right? And I was just showing you here. I mean, this was dice rolling, right? I said here are the doubles. So so there are 6 out of 36. Obviously, that's 16%, right? 1/6, and there are all those other 1, 2. That is because if you got the same dice, you can't distinguish a 1, 2 from the 2, 1, right? So 1, 2 and 2, 1 will be the same. So there are actually, you can calculate those 6 plus 5. 11 plus 4, 15, plus 3, 18, plus 2, 20, 21. There are just 21 different combinations, 15 of which do have 2 characteristics, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 3, 6 and 6, 3. That's the same, but you can have a blue and a green one, or a red and a blue one, and something like that. And then you could say, okay, that was blue one was 1 and the other one was a 6. But it makes no difference, because it's in backgammon you anyway would have the same checkers to move, or the same move, the same roll. So there are 15 that are the same and 6 that are absolutely identical. Those are the doubles, right? Called the doubles. Anyway, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. So so the chance within 5 attempts, 6 attempts, how many doubles would you get? Or yeah, what is the probability within 5 attempts or so? So that's a different calculation. I just was making this here to make it somewhat more beautiful. Yeah, then you can look at it. But anyway, here's the solution to this problem. And what we do is calculate the reverse probability, which is not important at all for the first attempt. But first of all, I want to check your intuition or anyone's intuition And why, how did he get people confused like that, right? Why did they all put their money in? I mean, this was a, yeah, because I would say, if you say simply by intuition, you would say within 6 attempts, you have 1 double. So they are definitely going to lose, right? Because in 6 attempts, they are always going to lose. And within 5 attempts, you would only, yeah, quite often you would win, right? But where is their chance actually, right? Why would they try to, you know, this is 5 attempts, and why he says this is the problem is about the 50%, because they need better than 50%, or he needs better than 51. One side has the advantage because they bet even money, right? 100 German marks, payout 100 German marks. No odds compiled, right? So this is, you do not need 100%, which they obviously must have thought. He always gets one within 6, and he rolls one in 5, so he does not have 100%, so I'm going to bet my money. I mean, obviously that's a silly error. But here is the reverse probability, which is not rolling a double in 1 attempt, right? This is 5 out of 6. You do not roll a double in 5 out of 6. So to have twice in a row no double is 5 to the 6 to the power of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Then you would not have 1. But if you make the reverse probability, that was where we were trying to approach, right? To calculate the reverse probability. Somehow this is when the odds take the reciprocal, take the difference to 1, reciprocal again. So it's the same thing here. You make 1, because this is 100%, minus the 5, 6, which is not rolling a double, to the power of, because you want several attempts of not getting 1. Here I made the formula straight away. I entered the 1. Otherwise the 5, 6 I can put here, right? Because this is 5, 6 to the power of, to the power of this. So, I mean, that's, sorry, I made a plus here instead of an, okay. Okay, so this is you have to put that into brackets like the first one as well, of course, but that doesn't matter because there's a 6 to the power of 1. Okay, that's 69%, and that's 57, that's 43, that's 48, and so on. So anyway, this is percentages here. Have them in, okay, and so those are the chances for not rolling a double. So this is severely going down. You get 83% not to roll 1 in 1 attempt. You get 69% left not rolling 1 in 2 attempts, 57. So where were his chances? Obviously in 5 attempts. It's not, not the intuitive calculation. I'm not getting 1. That's why I'm giving the figures above 6. If you would say within 6, it is certain. Well, no way it's certain, right? Because you can roll and roll and roll. It's not going to happen. Because within 6, I have 100%. No way. I mean, you got 66% within 6 attempts to roll a double. And in 7, you're approaching this. But with 50 attempts or 30 attempts, you can say you're pretty close to 100% to roll a double. But it still can happen because if you, 30 times you did not roll 1, it's not going to happen. You know, you try and try and try, it doesn't work. But within 50, so and within 100%, within the calculation exactness of this program, it's certain, considered to be certain. Within 100, of course, it's not certain, but this it cannot be really measured here. Anyway, we got this one example. So he would have like 59%, 59.81%, and even if he would have said I roll in 4 attempts, I roll a double, he would have had an edge, which is pretty obvious because you should say, well, I bet if you try in 3 attempts, because 3 out of 6, that's 50%. So somewhere got to be the 50%. So it should be around 3, not somewhere 5. But 4 is much closer. within 3 attempts from 6, you should say, well, that's about 50%. It's not true, but it's coming closer. Within 4 attempts, you already exceed the 50% mark. So anyway, so he was a 59.40.19 favorite when he did that, and he won a lot of money. I mean, until those people stopped, they lost a lot because he was heavy favorite to win his bets. And I did have one more example for you, and let's quickly go through this one. Where is it? Here. Okay, I'm gonna do this quickly, a lot quicker than the other one. But this is also a funny story about it, because there was a designated, I don't know what they should say, quarter pro, as I'm saying, but he won a very big poker tournament. So he won like €1 million, pounds, I don't know. He won a big tournament, this guy, and then he thought, you know, he's ruling the world, he knows everything or whatever. So he set up a proposition, or that was somewhere it came about, right? And he said, of course, he can work it out. So your hand is 6-6. You all know Texas Hold'em poker. Okay, 52 cards, and 4 of them are 6s, and 4 of them are 2s and aces, and so on, kings. And 4 of them, 13 ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. That makes 13 times 4 is 52. So you got your hand is 6 on your hand, and 5 cards are to come. And you want to know, what is the chance for another 6 for me to come? And this guy was, you know, he calculated probability. I don't know how this problem came up, but he calculated a probability, and you know, he just miscalculated it. He's a big professional and he knows how to calculate things, no idea. But those guys, they think they know what they are doing. But he was a bit arrogant, and then he started to take bets on that, because this was his calculated chance, so he knew it, and you could bet. And a friend of mine, I mean, he had to send other people to go betting against him, and he tried another 10,000, 12,000, 8,000 euro, somewhere around that, and he took all that money, and because he was sure that his calculation was right, but of course it was wrong. So what is the chance for you to get another 6? You got 50 cards in the stack left. 2 6s are out, 2 6s are left inside those 50 cards, and 5 of them are being opened. The flop, and then the turn card, and the flop. Sorry, I lost the word. So 5 cards are coming down. So what are we gonna do? We do the same thing that we've done in the roll the dice example. So we do that same thing, and what do? We say, I want to finish it, close it, so if you pause the video, okay, go ahead and work it out yourself. But within the next, we calculate the reverse probability, the reverse chance, not getting a 6, because that's a lot simpler, and there's quite often this approach works, and sometimes if it doesn't work, you know, don't blame it on me. I'm just telling you. In the next card, you can be very certain there are 48 cards that is no 6, and 2 cards that is a 6. So for not a 6 to come, that's 48 out of 50. If this didn't happen, you did not pull a 6. So then you got 47 out of 49 in the next attempt. Because one card is gone, it had not been a 6, so the chance is a bit bigger than before, right? Because one card that had not been a 6 is out of the stack. So and those are the chances, for sure. There are 48 cards left after you pulled the second and had not been a 6, because you want the chance for not a 6 to come. So this keeps going, right? If there is one, okay, that's stopped, but it's you want the calculation of that it's not gonna happen. Anyway, 46 out of 48, 45 out of 47, 44 out of 46. That's definitely the chances for every single thing. What you have to do now with those is multiply them. Because you have to, they are independent, because it's nothing happened. I mean, you don't, the chance would be, if I pull the 6, then the chance is reduced for getting another one, and because there's just one left, and so on. So that would depend on each other. Those don't, because it's just the chance not to get a 6. And you multiply it, you got this chance left. So this is definitely the correct calculation. 19.18% chance to turn the 6, right? This is the solution to this is the correct answer. In 19.18%. So this guy had to pay out all the bets because, yeah, he was simply wrong. I mean, you can't do much, but you can also we could do that, some simulations. I'm not going to do it now, 20 minutes. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye. Thanks. See you all.